Kate Word, and welcome again to my channel here at Kate Word Art. You'll see that I love mixed media, texture, hard edges, geometry, collage, painting and layers, making my own papers with my jelly plate, and today I'm printmaking on my new 16 by 20 jelly plate. So stay tuned. Hello again, and welcome to my studio, where today I'm showing you a print I'm working on with one of my own paintings as inspiration. The painting titled Fractured One was part of my solo exhibition called Portals, Exploring Circles from last year. And these are the three paintings, Fractured 1, 2, and 3, that I'm showing you here, but it's the last painting that I want you to focus on that's coming up in this next image. And I'll be showing you a postcard detail, close-up detail of this later in the video. In the first moments here, you're going to see me inking the plate with two of the colors that I used for the painting, a limited palette with Payne's Gray and Yellow Ochre. And with the lightest value here being Naples Yellow Light. And sometimes I did use a Blick matte in the off-white. It's part of their fluid matte line, but I'm not really trying to copy or duplicate the painting, of course, since that is nearly impossible to do. It's just that I'm using that painting as the inspiration for this print, and I may eventually paint over the print that I've made, but for now I'm happy to be making this experiment. I've never done this before, so it'll be fun. Thank you for being on this experiment with me. And by the way, the painting sold last year during Art Santa Fe, and I have no idea who my new collector is out there, but thank you so much for selecting my artwork for your space. So as you can see, I'm having a little bit of a challenge with pulling my print. I had placed a bib around the plate, and I think I made a mistake by putting it under the edge of the plate. So it made it kind of pull up as I was pulling the print. I couldn't really get a grasp on the paper. So I'll have to try that again sometime, making some adjustments to the opening of the bib. And here I'm showing you my card. It's actually upside down. Yeah, there. Anyway, I use that as a postcard for the invitation. And here you see me making some adjustments. I'm pulling it off. Actually, I'm just removing that bib. And then after I do that, I'm going to be checking my registration for the print bed. Yeah, there's some, when you pull that up, sometimes there are some bubbles underneath the plate. Okay, so here you're going to see me placing some stencils and masks on the first layer of color that the print that I just pulled, and I'm really just wanting to break up the surface of the print, break up the color that I just placed, add some different values, some contrast. And I don't know if you noticed, but I had a combination of rectangles and lots of linear, hard line, hard edge, but lots of rectangles that broke up the space of the paintings. Even though it was a series or a show, an exhibition about circles, an exploration of circles, I introduced a lot of linear, intersections. This is actually when triangles became also an added feature in my paintings. So here a lot of the shapes are going to be on the rectangular side rather than circular or orb-like shapes. They're going to be more squarish, rectilinear. Those yellow masks that cross the picture plane there from side to side, they have a little bit more of an organic edge quality to them. They're not quite so geometric and hard edge like some of the other pieces that I've cut, and I've done that again for contrast. Seems like I'm always changing my mind and making some different decisions about placement. This is black. I want a darker value, and I think I actually add some more black for a little bit more opacity than the first layer, so that there's some contrast in the darker values. More yellow ochre. Okay, here we are pulling the print, and there's not that much variation in the yellow ochre and the Naples yellow light. There is in the black at the bottom. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't change the yellow ochre. I could have desaturated it some, but I just used it straight from the tube. I could have mixed something to give it some variation, but anyway, it's okay. I'll probably will be painting a little bit on this print later on, but there's one more layer to go, and you'll see it does change up again, and it'll work. It still resembles the inspiration piece. Okay, we're continuing to work on this inspiration piece, and this is the last layer that I apply. But the color that's on the plate is from it's a ghost from another print that I pulled that I did not include in the video. Yellow ochre at the top and some turquoise in the middle, and I think it's cerulean on the bottom. But the stencils are cut from cardstock. I'm going to try that again, and here are some the smaller pieces are masks that I've cut from the plastic subject dividers. I really like those, although I do have some Mylar that I'm gonna use some Mylar. I see Fulton's success with those, and having an easier time washing them appeals to me. So I think this is where yes, I do add some heavier black. The application is a heavier paint, and so this is where I get some nice value contrast. And here's some more yellow ochre. And I don't know, those of you, if you have mixing paint knowledge, but when you mix yellow ochre and black, you get a nice green. So if you're looking for a nice green, you might try some yellow ochre and start mixing a little black with it. It's really a nice green. And there is a nice hint of green in my original painting. Just hints of it. And here's the Naples yellow light. I think I do add the off-white here, the fluid paint, yeah, up there in the top. But it's not quite as light as the Naples yellow light. And or I might have used parchment. I kind of use those interchangeably sometimes. Depends on what I have. And I do like the way this turns out. It changes it up some. And again, I'm not trying to duplicate the inspiration painting. It's just an inspiration. I'm taking the color palette and just some components of the design and interpreting it in printmaking. And here I'm just breaking up the color surfaces with the linear movement. And here's my color shaper. That tool that I use to make those linear marks is something that you get at the hardware store. If you're doing any kind of tile work, it helps with the grout application. I think you spread the grout with that. I'm not liking that hard line down the center. Looks like I'm dividing the print into two halves. I can tell right off. Okay, here we go. We're going to pull the print, and good transfer thus far. No tearing. That's always a good sign. And I think the only thing that's different about the print as opposed to the inspiration piece is that it's more curvilinear than it is rectilinear. And that's okay too. I'll have another experiment to do, I suppose. So I thank y'all for watching and going through this process with me. Another exploration. Y'all go make some art. See you next time.